This segment of our training, we will be going over our GMPs for the production, storage, and shipping areas. GMP stands for Good Manufacturing Practices. All workers, visitors, suppliers, and contractors will be expected to follow the following practices to allow us to run a sanitary food production and warehousing operation. Ken Schweier Orchards is committed to the growing, processing, and delivery of safe, wholesome products to the food industry. We are committed to providing a safe product, following food safety laws, adhering to the industry food safety best practices, and a process of continual improvement. Agricultural operations are conducted in such a manner so as to minimize negative impacts on the environment, both on the farm and in the surrounding community. Every employee of Ken Schweier Orchards should have an understanding of our food safety policies and practices and are aware of their role in ensuring that they are met. Wash hands with soap and warm water before work, after using the restroom, upon returning to work from a break or lunch, or any other time when hands may become soiled. Sanitizers should be used after washing for additional protection, but they are not a substitute for hand washing. There should be no eating, drinking, chewing gum, using chewing tobacco, or smoking at any time in the production area. Eating and drinking is restricted to the break room. Please discard outdated food in the refrigerator. Smoking is only allowed on the front sidewalk. Workers are responsible for keeping all areas free of trash and debris. Use the designated garbage containers to properly dispose of trash. Store your personal belongings, such as extra clothes or lunch bags, in the break room, not the production area or on transport vehicles. No glass items of any kind are permitted in the production, storage, or shipping areas. Eyeglasses are the only exception, but please notify your supervisor immediately if you lose them or they break. Animals are not allowed in the building at any time. If a worker finds evidence of an animal or pest intrusion, such as fecal materials, birds, insects, damage to packaging, etc., the incident is to be reported to a supervisor immediately to decide a course of action. For safety purposes, children under the age of 16 are not permitted in the production area. Wear clean outer garments. Garments shall have no shedding fibers. Workers with direct contact with food are required to wear aprons. Aprons must be removed before breaks and using the restroom. Shoes must be in good repair. No open-toed shoes are allowed. All jewelry must be removed before entering the production areas, with exception to a plain wedding band. No hairpins or other objects that could fall into the food may be worn into the production area. Our company provides gloves that are required on the production line. Gloves are to be kept clean and replaced as needed. Gloves must not be taken into the bathroom or put onto the floor. Fingernail polish and false fingernails are not allowed. Fingernails should be kept short and clean. Effective hair restraints is required in all operations where product is exposed. This includes hairnets and beard nets. If hats are used, they still must be covered with a hairnet. No objects, such as pens, pencils, cell phones, etc., shall be carried above the waist or placed in pockets above the belt. Any cuts or open wounds received while on the job must be reported to your supervisor immediately. An injury report is recorded. Any cuts or open wounds must be properly bandaged upon returning to work. Waterproof, latex-free gloves are required for any worker wearing a Band-Aid on their hand. Persons while infected with an infectious or communicable disease, having boils, open sores, or infected wounds, or any other affliction that may spread disease, shall not be allowed in the production area. Supervisors shall monitor for these conditions. Workers must notify their supervisor if they get sick or injured on the job. Packaging is to be kept off of the ground or floor at all times. Workers must not use packaging materials for storage, trash, etc. Packaging can only be used for what it is designated for. If workers find evidence of contamination from glass, metal, plastic, chemicals, bodily fluid, blood, or other dangerous objects or contaminants, workers must notify their supervisor immediately, and any contaminated produce or packaging must be discarded. Food contact surfaces must be cleaned and sanitized or discarded properly. If fruit or packaging material comes in contact with the ground or any unsanitary surface, it must be discarded. This concludes our GMP portion of our training. We do appreciate your cooperation.